Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most influential and the fastest growing religion in the world, Islam. Whether you are curious about its origin, beliefs, or global impact, this video will give you a clear and concise overview. We are breaking down the key facts about Islam, a global faith followed by nearly 2 billion people. Whether you are learning for school, travel, or personal curiosity, these are core insights will help you better understanding this influential religion. So let's get it started. What is Islam? Islam is the second largest religion in the world after Christianity, with estimated 1.8 billion followers globally. As one of the three major Abrahamic religions, alongside Judaism and Christianity, Islam is the monotheistic faith, meaning it centers on the belief in a single deity known as, in Arabic, Allah. The word Islam translates to submission or surrender, reflecting the belief, commitment to submitting to the will of Allah. Although the spiritual roots of Islam trace back further, most scholars mark its official beginning in the 7th century CE, making it the youngest of the major world religions. Islam originated in Mecca, a city in what is now modern-day Saudi Arabia, during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, who is considered the final messenger in a long line of prophets. Today, Islam continues to grow rapidly, not only in the Middle East and in Northern Africa, where it is deeply rooted, but also across South and Southeast Asia. In fact, Indonesia is the home of the largest Muslim population in the world. We are going to look for the quick facts and the core belief of Islam. The meaning of Islam. The word Islam means submission to the will of God, a key theme in how Muslims live with their daily lives. Who are the Muslims? Followers of Islam are called Muslims. They believe in one all-knowing God, referred to in Arabic as Allah. Free will and divine will. Muslims believe that nothing happens without Allah's permissions, but humans are still granted free will to choose their actions. Revelations and prophecy. Islam teaches that Allah's word was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad by the angel Gabriel. Muslims also honor every prophet shared with Judaism and Christianity, including Abraham, Moses, Noah, and Jesus, but they believe Muhammad is the final prophet. Place of worship. Muslim worships in mosque. Key Islamic holy sites include the Kaaba in Mecca, the Prophet Mosque in Medina, and Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. A sacred text. The Qur'an is the main holy book in Islam. The Hadith, a collection of Prophet Muhammad's sayings and actions, is also important. Muslims even revere parts of Bible, recognizing the spiritual rigors shared with Jews and Christians. Worships and beliefs. Muslims express their faith by praying, reciting the Quran, and living according to Islamic principles. They believe in a day of judgment and life after death. Understanding jihad. A central concept in Islam is jihad, which means struggle. Contrary to common misconception, jihad primarily refers to the personal and spiritual effort to live righteous life and defend one faith. In a later case, it can include military action, but only as justified defense, not aggression. So now, who is Muhammad? Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, sometimes spelled Muhammad or Muhammad, was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia in AD 570. Muslims believe he was the final prophet sent by God to reveal their faith to mankind. According to Islamic text and tradition, an angel named Gabriel visited Muhammad in 1610 while he was meditating in a cave. The angel ordered Muhammad to recite the word of Allah. Muslims believe that Muhammad continued to receive revelations from Allah through the rest of his life. Starting in about 1613, Muhammad began preaching throughout Mecca the message he received. He taught that there was no other God but Allah, and that Muslims should devote their lives to their God. Let's dive into Hijrah Abu Bakr. In 1622, Muhammad traveled from Mecca to Medina with his supporters. This journey became known as the Hijrah, also spelled Hijra or Hijra, and marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. Some 7 years later, Muhammad and his many followers returned to Mecca and conquered the religion. He continued to preach until his death in 1632. After Muhammad passing, Islam began to spread rapidly. A series of leaders known as caliphs became successor to Muhammad. This system of leadership, which was learned by Muslim ruler, became as a caliphate. The first caliph was Abu Bakr, Muhammad's father-in-law and close friend. Abu Bakr died about 2 years after he was elected, and he was succeeded in 634 by Caliph Umar, another father-in-law of Muhammad. So now let us see together the caliphate system. When Umar was assassinated 6 years after being named caliph, Uthman, Muhammad's son-in-law, took the role. Uthman was also killed, and Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law was elected as the next caliph. During the reign of the first 4 caliphs, Arab Muslims conquered large regions in the Middle East, including Syria, Palestine, Iran, and Iraq. Islam also spread through area in Europe, Africa, and Asia. The caliphate system lasted for centuries and eventually evolved into the Ottoman Empire, which controlled large regions in the Middle East from about 1517 until 1917, when World War I ended the Ottoman reign. So now let us see Sunni and Shiites. When Muhammad died, there was debate over who should replace him as a leader. Many Muslims know that. This led to schism in Islam, and 2 major sects emerged, the Sunni and the Shiites. These are like class or categories of Muslims nowadays. Sunnis make up nearly 19% of Muslims worldwide. There are so many. They cover many parts of Muslims over the world. They accept that the first 4 caliph were the true successor of Muhammad, while the Shiite Muslim believes that only the caliph and his descendants are the real successor to Muhammad. They deny the legitimacy of the first 3 caliphs. Today, Shiite Muslims have considerable presence in Iraq, Iran, and Syria. So now let us see the other types of Islam. Other smaller Muslim denominations within the Sunni and Shiite group exist. Some of these, let's include that. There is Wahhabi. This Sunni sect, made up of members of the Tamim tribe in Saudi Arabia, was founded in the 18th century. Followers observe an extremely strict interpretation of Islam that was taught by Muhammad bin Abdullah Wahhab. There is also Alawite. This Shiite from Saudi Arabia, this Shiite form of Islam is prevalently in Syria, but they came from Saudi Arabia, but they are in Syria. Flowers hold similar to believe about the Caliph Ali, but also observe some Christian and Zoroastrian holidays. There is also Nation of Islam. This primary black Sunni sect was founded in the 1930 in Detroit, Michigan. A black Muslim now comprises of 1/5 of all Muslims in the United States. We have Sufism, a mystical denomination of Islam. Those who follow the Sufi faith seek to attain a pure state of existence through their personal and direct relationship with the God. We have also Kharijites. This sect broke from the Shiites after disagreeing over how to select a new leader. They are known for radical fundamentalism and today are called Ibadis. So now let us see or let us explain what is the Quran, the Holy Bible of Islam. So the Quran, sometimes spelled Quran, is considered the most important holy book among Muslims. It contains some basic information that is found in the Hebrew Bible as well, the revelation that were given to Muhammad. The text is considered the sacred word of God and supersedes any previous writings. Most Muslims believe that Muhammad scribe wrote down his word, which became the Quran. Muhammad himself was never taught to read or write. The book is written with Allah as the first person, speaking through Gabriel to Muhammad. It contains 114 chapters, which is called Surah. Scholars believe the Quran was compiled shortly after Muhammad's death under the guidance of Caliph Abu Bakr. So now let's dive into the Islamic calendar and the symbols. The Islamic calendar, also called the Hijra calendar, is a lunar calendar used in Islamic religion worship. The calendar began in the year AD 622, celebrating the journey of Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. The Islamic calendar indicates the proper days of Islamic holidays and the celebrations, including the period of fasting and prayer known as Ramadan, which occurs during the 9th month of the calendar. As in many religions, there is no single image or symbol of Islam that is universal accepted by all Muslims worldwide. The crescent moon and the star has been adopted in some predominantly Muslim countries as the symbol of Islam, though the crescent moon and the star image is believed to predate Islam and was originally a symbol of Ottoman Empire. In some other applications such as the International Red Cross and Red Crescent humanitarian aid movement, a Red Crescent indicates that followers of Islam are respected and treated accordingly. The color green is also sometimes associated with Islam, as it was reportedly a favorite color of Muhammad and is often featured prominent in the flags of predominantly Muslim countries. So let's dive into 5 pillars of Islam. Muslims follow basic 5 pillars that are essential to their faith. Let us start with Shahada. Shahada is to declare one faith in God and believe in Muhammad. Then let's go to Salat. The Salat is to pray 5 times a day, at dawn, noon, afternoon, sunset, and evening. Zakat, or to give to those in need. We have also Saum, to fast during Ramadan. Hajj, to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once during personal lifetime if the person is able. Let us move to a Sharia law. Islam's legal system is known as the Sharia law. This faith-based code of conduct directs Muslims on how they should live in nearly every aspect of their lives. Sharia law requires men and women to dress modestly. It is also outlines marriage guidelines and other moral principles for Muslims. If a crime are committed, Sharia law is known as for its harsh punishment. For example, the punishment for the fifth is amputating a person's hand. Adultery can carry the penalty of this by stoning. However, many Muslims do not support such extreme measure. So now let us see Muslim prayer and holidays. The Prophet Muhammad is credited with building the first mosque in the courtyard of his house in Medina. A mosque today follows some of the same principles he established in AD 622. A Muslim prayer is often conducted in a mosque, large open space or outdoor courtyard. A milab is the decorative feature or niche in the mosque that indicates the direction to Mecca, and therefore the direction to face during prayer. Men and women pray separately, and Muslim men visit a mosque 5 times a day for each of the prayer sessions. In addition to hosting prayers, mosques often function as a public gathering place and social centers. The 2 major Muslim holidays are Eid al-Adha, celebrate the Prophet Muhammad's willingness to sacrifice his son for Allah. There is Eid al-Fitr, marks the end of Ramadan, Islamic holiday month of fasting. Muslims also celebrate other holidays such as Islamic New Year and the birth of Muhammad. So now let us see the Islam of today. In nowadays, how the Islam looks like. So for Islam today, in these recent years, Islam supposed associated with terrorism and mass murder has sparked a political debate in many countries. The controversial term radical Islam has become a well-known label to describe the religion connection to acts of violence. Recent surveys have found that in countries with high Muslim populations, the majority of Muslims have overwhelmingly negative views of terrorist groups like ICC or ICC. While a Muslim aim to clear up misconception about their faith, the religion continues to spread rapidly. Today, Islam is the world's fastest growing religion. Experts predict Islam will surpass Christianity as the largest religion by the end of the century. For more than 1,400 years, Islam has weathered the storms, imperializing and fighting colonial invasion, internal division, and global scrutiny, and yet it endures. So, in every generation, voices have asked, is this the end? Is this the collapse of faith under modernity, of unity under politics, or belief under doubt? But what they fail to see is that Islam is not a monolithic. It is a mosaic, beyond life stories and struggles. It's not ending, it's evolving. Perhaps the real question isn't whether Islam will end, but whether the world is ready to try understand it. So for the Islam, this is not the end, it's the beginning again. If you enjoyed this video, do subscribe.